Rahim. So today we are just going to start our next topic that is about bounds. Yes, anyone have the idea what is bound? Yes, anyone? Yes, Laika. Yes, Fajar, Rania.
No, sir, I don't
Upper
know.
and lower bound?
Upper and lower bound. Obviously, we have two types of bounds. The one is the upper bound and second is the lower bound. Yes, what is upper bound and what is lower bound? We have two types of bounds. The one is the upper bound and second is the lower bound. The upper bound is basically a maximum value a number could have been before it was rounded off. Upper bound is a maximum value and the lower bound is your minimum value could have been before it was rounded. First of all, we have to understand it in a general way. For example, you have a rod. All right, now look at here. We have a rod, and I have to say that the length is going to be 5 meters. We are using different tools to measure the length. Means we have to use a scale, or we have to use a measuring tape, or we have to use any other thing. When we are going to be measure any length or measure any mass or any quantity, any physical quantity, you are going to be measure. So there is still always an error. There is still always an error or mistake that is known as bound. For example, if this is going to be 5 meters, when we are going to be measure with different devices, so it can be a little bit more or it can be a little bit less. It can be a little bit more or it can be a little bit less. For example, if you are going to be go for the market and purchase some chips from the market, so on the chips it is going to be written as it is 50 grams plus minus 5 grams, right? If you are going to be go for a market and you are going to be purchase any types of chips, and this value must be mentioned on that thing in a different way, or sometimes mostly in this way. It is 50 grams plus minus 5 grams. This means that the packet that you have purchased, in which the mass of the chips can be 55 grams or can be 45 grams, means it can be 5 grams more or it can be 5 grams less, because when you are going to be measuring it, it can be a little bit error. You got my point? There is a mistake or there is an error, a small error, because the price of the 50-gram packet is, for example, 100 rupees or $100. So when you are going to be pack it, it must be a little bit more or must be a little bit less, right? It can never be, or it is going to be very small ratio. You are going to be get exactly equal to 50 grams. It is going to be a little bit more or a little bit less. So look at here. Here you have the error of 10 grams, and this 10 gram is known as the bound. The maximum value that you can in the packet, that is your upper bound, and the minimum value that you can in the packet, that is your lower bound. Yes, everyone, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Yasir, Shayan, Iman, any question up to
Yes,
here?
sir.
First of all, you have to understand that what is bound. So bound is just like, it's all about a small error that we are going to be taken, or meaning the mass of something or length of something. For example, if I'm going to be measure, I have to use different devices. Maybe if I have to write it as it is plus minus 2 centimeter. This means that this length can be 1 centimeter here and 1 centimeter here. So obviously you will get 2 centimeter. Or it can be less, means 1 centimeter less, 1 centimeter less from here. So 5 meters minus 2 centimeters. All right. So it is all about the small error in any quantity. Okay, now the next question, how we can find the bounds. So you just have to be, obviously he is going to be give you the value, he is going to be accurately up to 5 grams like this. I have to give that it is accurately about 5 grams. So you have to be plus 5 and minus 5. You will get the value of the upper bound, and you are going to be getting the value of lower bound. But sometimes we are going to be get a case of addition and subtraction in which the two quantities are adding, or maybe the two quantities are subtracting, or dividing as well. So in this case, we are going to make only the four cases for the bounds. The very first case, that is about addition. I'm just writing the cases, and it's good for all of you if you have to note it down on the notebook. Okay, because on these basis we have to do the questions. The first one is the addition. The second one is the multiplication. In addition, for example, if examiner says that you need to be find the value of the upper bound, then obviously the in the addition you have two quantities. The one quantity is given and the second quantity is given, and you need to be find the upper bound. So you will take the upper bound of the first value and the upper bound of the second value, and you have to going to be add them. You will get the upper bound. First of all, I have to write all the formulas that we need to be, and then we have to go for questions. So these all the formulas are going to be more clear there. Don't be confused here. If you need to be find the lower bound, so you will take the lower bound of the first quantity and the lower bound of the second quantity. The same rule we have to be used for multiplication. If you want to find the upper bound of the value, so you will take the upper bound of first value, multiply by the upper bound of second value, and if you need to be find the final answer will be lower bound, so you have to take the lower bound of first value and the lower bound of second value. The next case is about, it's an addition and multiplication is going to be same, and the second third is division and subtraction case is going to be same. If for example you have two quantities and they are dividing, and examiner says that you need to be find the upper bound, so first of all you will take the upper bound of the first value plus the division, sorry, it's a dividing divided by the lower bound of second value. In the same way, you need to be find the lower bound of the final answer. You have to be take the lower bound of first value and the upper bound of second value. Yes, please note down. We are going to be do the questions, so everything is going to be clear. I know that there is a still confusion here. Everything is going to be clear. Okay. In subtraction, if you have two quantities and they are subtracting, okay, and you need to be find the upper bound of the values, so you will take the upper bound of first value minus the lower bound of second value, same as if you need to be find the lower bound of any value, you will take, and the case is subtraction, so you'll take the lower bound of first value minus upper bound of second value. Yes, all of you, please note down and let me know.
Done, sir.
All right.
Done, sir.
1 second, I have to open the worksheet here in just a minute. All right, so if you have done it, let's you have to go for the question. Okay, now we have the first question. He says that Anil has some sweets with a mass of 600 grams. Correct to nearest 10 grams. Nearest 10 grams, what you have to do, look at here when we have done here plus minus 5 grams. So look at here, the whole error is going to be 10 grams. So same thing is going to be given here. He says that it is correct to nearest 10 grams. Means the 5 grams can be more or 5 grams can be less. So we have to divide it by 2. We have to write plus minus 5 grams. Is it clear? Because it can be a more or it can be less. Overall, the error, overall, the bounds is 10 grams. So if the overall is 10 grams, this means that it can be 5 grams more or 5 grams less. So we have to write plus minus 5 grams, means the value is going to be 595 grams minimum, and maximum it will be 605 grams. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
we
sir.
have
Yes,
right
sir.
the lower bound of the mass of sweets. So we have take 600 plus the lower bound. So we need to be subtract 600 minus 5. That will be 595. So this is the lower bound of the given value. Yes. Any question up to here?
No, sir.
And if, for example, he says that you have to find the upper bound of the sweets, the upper bound will be 600 plus 5. That will be 605 grams. In the next question, he says that Anil sells the sweets in a small portion. Each portion has a mass of 25 grams, nearest to 1 gram. 1 gram, so 1 divided by 2, you will get 0.5 grams. Means the error can be here plus minus 0.5. Means in this one, you have 0.45 more, or it can be 0.5 lesser in 25 grams. He says 10% of the sweets, calculate the lower bound of the mass of the sweets is going to be remaining. Okay, first of all, forgot it about bounds. It's take like a general question. He says that you have to find the remaining mass. You know that the total mass will be equal to, yes, you are making how many packs you have to make? You are making 10 portions multiplied by mass of mass of one portion, right? And obviously there is something remaining, and plus remaining mass. I have to write a very general statement of mathematics. It is clear? According to the given situation, we have a total mass. So total mass is going to be divided into 10 portions, and obviously 10 multiplied by mass of one portion, that is 25 grams, plus obviously you are going to be getting a remaining mass. In the question, he says that you have to find the remaining mass. So take this value on the other side. We are going to be get the equation remaining mass is equal to total mass minus mass of mass of one portion. Yes, anyone who did not understand this statement. Yes, Malaika, Fajr, Yasir, Shayan.
Understood, sir.
Okay, I just write it. I'm not talking about bounds. Okay, after you have to write the statement, now look for it. Look at here what type of case it is. It is a case of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Yes,
Subtraction.
clearly it is going to be a subtraction case. And in subtraction case, he says that you have to find the lower bound. Now you have to go up. In the subtraction case, we need to find the lower bound. This means that we will take the lower bound of the first value and upper bound of the second value. So we need to take the lower bound of first value and upper bound of second value. It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shayan, are you here? Iman, Yasir?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, the total mass is given. That is, all right, Iman. We have 600 grams. Obviously, we need to find lower bound. So minus 5, bracket close. Minus 10 as it is. We have mass of one portion. And we need to take the upper bound value. Mass of one portion is 25. Upper bound means plus 0.5. So I just substitute the value of upper bound, lower bound here, and had to substitute the value of lower bound here, upper bound. For upper bound, I have to be add. For lower bound, I have to be subtract. Now it's just simplification. Just please use the calculator and find the final answer. Yes, that will be equal to,
Sir, why is 0.5 here?
because he says that the each portion has a mass of 25 grams correct to nearest gram, means nearest 1 gram. This means that half gram can be more or half gram can be lesser. So that's why here I have to write plus minus 0.5. For upper bound, I have to plus 0.5. For lower bound, I will subtract 0.5.
Okay, sir.
340.
Yes,
340.
340 grams is the final answer. It is clear? Now let's we have to we go for the next one. An empty box has a mass of 0.8 kg correct to nearest 0.1 kg. Yes, Malaika, what will be the first step? Yes, Fajar. Yes, Yasir.
So we'll divide the 0.1 kg by 2.
That will be 0.05
0.05.
kg. You must have to be label a value here. Means plus minus 0.05. For upper bound, you have to be add 0.05. For the lower bound, you need to be subtract 0.05. Now he says that write down the lower bound for the mass of empty box. Yes, Fajar. For the lower bound, we have to be add or subtract.
Subtract.
We have to be subtract 0.8 minus 0.05. That will be equal to 0. Sorry, not 0. Yeah, 0.75 kg. Yes, Simon. It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the next statement, we have the box is filled with the books, and the total mass of the box is 6 kg. Correct to nearest kilogram means 1 kilogram. So 1 divided by 2, that will be 0.5 kg, means this value will be plus minus 0.5 kg. You need to be find a lower mass. You have to find the mass of the box. Yes, can anyone tell me the general statement how we can find the mass of the books? Simply, the mass of the books will be equal to
Sir, total mass
total mass
subtracted by
subtracted by
mass of one book,
mass of box. Obviously,
one
the total
box.
mass is basically the sum of empty box plus books. You need to be find the mass of the books. So just subtract the mass of the box. So obviously, the remaining will be mass of the so minus mass of
Books.
box. Yes, everyone, it is clear. Any question up to here?
No,
In
sir.
this statement, it's a very general statement. Now, in this case, he says that you need to be find the lower bound, and again, it is a subtraction case. We need to be find the lower bound. Yes, Ibrahim. For lower bound, I need to be take the upper bound or lower bound of the total mass.
Lower bound.
Lower bound. And for the mass of the box, we need to be take the upper bound or lower bound.
Upper.
Upper bound. Now that's it. This statement is basically now when you have to write lower bound, upper bound. That is from the bounds. The rest of the all calculation is from previous, from algebra or numbers or anything. Now the total mass is given, that is 6. So 6 minus 0.5 for the lower bound, minus for the mass of the box, I need to take upper bound, that will be 0.8 plus
0.005.
0.05.
05.
Yes, the answer is 0. Yes, Iman, you had to write 0.4.65, right? 4.65. Answer will be in kilograms. So basically, after writing the statement, when we have to be write the lower bound or upper bound, that is from the pound topics. So you just have to memorize these concepts, how we are taking addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Obviously, every statement is going to be a different one, and that is mostly from the simple general algebra or general math. All right, now let's see, have to we go for the next question. Assalamu alaikum, Mirza Mian.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, we are at 0.8 plus 0.05.
0.8 plus 0.05, yes.
So why not 6 plus 0.5?
Say it again.
Sir, so why not we are doing 6 plus 0.5?
Because I need to be take the lower bound of the value.
Okay, sir.
For lower bound, obviously we need to be subtract. For the upper bound, I need to be add. That's why I have to write first general statement, and after that I have to look for it is a case of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and then I have to write these things. And obviously, after writing for lower bound, subtract them, for upper bound, add them simply. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. The next one, at an athletics event, Dave and Eddie each threw a javelin. Not sure what it is. Dave threw 60 meters, correct to nearest 10 meters. So 10 divided by 2, that would be 5 meters. So I will write plus minus 5. And Ed threw 61 meters, correct to nearest meter. So 1 divided by 2, that would be 0.5. Write down the lower bound for the distance thrown by Dave. Yes, what is the lower bound?
55 meters.
The lower bound is 60 minus
Subtracted by 5.
5, that will be 55 meters. Yes, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
In the next one, he says that calculate the greatest possible difference. What does it mean by greatest possible difference?
Upper bound?
Upper bound.
Need to be find the upper bound of the difference between the distance thrown by the Dave and the distance thrown by the Eddie. So Dave is the difference is simply, if I have to find the difference, that will be equal to throw by Dave and minus throw by Eddie. In this case, I need to find the upper bound. So we will take the upper bound of the first value and the lower bound of the second value. Yes, I am going to be using the same this upper bound minus lower bound. Upper bound of first quantity and lower bound of second one. So for upper bound, I will take 60 plus 5 minus for NGU, I need to take lower bound. So 61 minus 0.5. Yes, the final answer is 4.5 meters. Yes, everyone, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think we have to do a mistake. There is any mistake here?
Sir, we are going to add, so should we put
We
addition
need
between
to,
them?
No, wait. I
Then
think,
having
sir, I
upper?
think Dave should be the lower bound and Ed should be the upper
yeah,
bound.
we need to be take this one first because obviously when we have to take a difference, so we will take a bigger value first and smaller value second. And NQ is 61. The actual value is 61, so we have to take this first. So because I'm getting a lower distance, 1 second, I will just remove it here. It will be the second one, it will be the first one, and obviously we need to be no, we are finding the bounds, so obviously that will be different. We will take the upper bound of the first value and the lower bound of second value. Let's see how to check because we need to take a greatest difference. Yes, it is 61 plus 0.5 minus 60
6.5?
minus 5, right? Yes, this is the
Yes.
value. Now the difference is
6.5?
6.5. Yeah, this is the maximum. Obviously, 4.5 is lesser. We have to find the maximum difference. So maximum difference is going to be 6.5 meters. So be careful when you are taking the values. Obviously, you have to take the bigger value first and the smaller value at the end because you are taking a difference. You are getting a difference when you have to take a first bigger value and second smaller value, in the bound especially. All right, now let's see how to we look for any other case because we have done 3 questions from the difference. So yeah. All right. Now the time taken to run a race is given as 54.3 seconds, correct to nearest 0.1 of the second. Yes, Yasir. What will be the first step?
Sir, will divide 0.1 by 2.
Divided by 2. Yes, Iman, tell me the lower bound of the value of time taken. Divided by 2, that will be 0.05. So plus minus 0.05. Yes, Iman, what is the lower bound for the time taken? 54.25. So we have 54.3 minus 0.05. That is 54.25 seconds. Yes, Abhiyan, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please read the B part.
Sure. The distance run in given as to the nearest meter. Write down an expression in terms of d for the maximum possible average speed in meters per second.
Yeah, it's the meter. So 1 by 2, that is 0.5. The plus
Yeah.
minus 0.5. Write down the expression in terms of d, the maximum possible average speed. So first of all, can you please tell me what is the formula for the average speed?
Average speed, sir.
Speed is equal
Distance
to
divided by time.
distance by
Time.
time taken. All right, for the speed, we need to find the maximum possible average. Means we need to find the upper bound. Yes, Rania, we have to take the upper bound or lower bound of distance. It's a division case. For distance, we have to take lower bound, upper bound. Yes, Iman. Rania, I can't hear you properly. You are saying something I have to say, but I did not understand that.
Sir, she is saying upper.
Upper bound, okay. Upper bound, and for the time we have to take a, yes, we have to take a lower bound. So for the distance upper bound, we have distance is d. For upper bound, I will add 0.5, and for the time we need to take a lower bound. So lower bound is you have to subtract it on. We already find the value of the lower bound, that is 54.25. Just so everyone, it is clear. Obviously, we have to find the answer in terms of d. We cannot simplify more. That's the final answer. All right, so let's we have to be look for some other case. Yeah. Next, we have to do the one question from the teaching case. A rectangle garden has a length of 35 meters and width 25 meters. These distances are measured correct to the nearest meter. So 1 divided by 2, that will be 0.5. So plus minus 0.5 plus minus 0.5. All right. I always write this value because sometimes look at here in the upper questions, he is going to be give you 2 times nearest 10 meters, and here you have nearest meters. So it is going to be very easier if you have to write the value with the given total value. You can easily find upper bound and lower bound. Otherwise, there is a chance you have to be by mistake and you have to take the upper bound value of the any other one. Okay, now we have to find the upper bound of the length of the garden. Yes, Ibrahim, how we can find it?
So we can do a 35 plus 0.5.
That will be 35.5. In the next part, he says that work out the lower bound of the perimeter. First of all, tell me how we can find the perimeter of the garden. Anyone please raise the hand. How we can find the perimeter of rectangular garden? Yes, yes, sir.
2 into length plus width.
2 into length plus
Width.
width. Obviously, it is given that it is a rectangular. So we have to find the perimeter. Perimeter is the length of the whole boundaries. So perimeter is equal to 2 times length plus width. We have to find the lower bound. For lower bound, yes, Shayan, it is a addition case, subtraction case, multiplication case, what it is.
Okay, repeat that, sir.
This is the case of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division.
In this one, it is a case of addition.
Addition. Okay, you don't have to focus on this value because it's a very constant value. It is multiplying. Okay, you have to be look for the quantities that you are adding or subtracting or multiplying. So the quantities are here, the length and the width, and they are adding. So we need to find lower bound. For lower bound, we will take the lower bound of the first value as well as the lower bound of second value that I had right here. We need to find the lower bound. So we have to take the lower bound of first quantity and the lower bound of second quantity. So 2 as it is, we have to find the lower bound of the length. The length is 35. We need to find lower bound. So minus 0.5 plus width. Width is 25. We need to find the lower bound. So minus 0.5 bracket close. Yes, please find the final answer. 118 Iman. Yes, any other one, please confirm the answer. Yes, any other one, please confirm the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, correct.
You're getting the same one?
Yes, sir, same.
All right. Yes, everyone, please do it. This question on the notebook and send me a picture on the WhatsApp. It is given that the length of the side of a square. Now, a square is given as d centimeter, correct to nearest 10 centimeters, so divided by 2, that will be 0.5. Okay, one more thing here. Sometimes he gives you the
Sir,
length.
5.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 5 centimeter. Sometimes he is going to be give you this value in centimeter and this value is millimeter or maybe in meters. So in that case, you must have to be make the unit same, or you need to be convert both of them in meters, or both of them in centimeters, or both of them in millimeters. Okay, you have to look for these units must be same. Yes, please do it on the notebook and send the picture. All right, Ibrahim, send me the picture. First answer is 4 times 20, and length is. All right, if you want to expand that, you can. Otherwise, this is the final answer. You are going to be expanded. That's good. Otherwise, this is the final answer as well. All right, that's both are correct. Yes, any other one who done this? All right, I'm going to get one more picture from Fajr. Okay, you must have to rewrite the bracket, okay? Because if you will write the bracket, it means that d minus 5 whole thing is multiplied with d minus 5. If you are just write, you not write the brackets, this means that only 5 and d is multiplying. Okay, and that's correct.
Okay, sir.
Yes, everyone. Any question up to here? So look at here. The whole bound is going to be around about this one. And it's very simple. If you have to find in addition, you have to find the upper bound, take both values of upper bound, lower bound, take both values or lower bound, same as in multiplication. In division, if you want to be, they found the upper bound, so upper bound divided by lower bound, or lower bound is lower bound divided by upper bound, same as in subtraction. So these two are same, and the division and subtraction is going to be same. Yes, any question up to here?